scoop of the goop.
We've just come off a massive weekend at the Creek. We had the Ultimate Drivers' Championship into the Nutrient Sunshine Stars sale. Here we are back at a Tuesday. Hasn't slowed down any.
No, it certainly hasn't. Wonderful weekend. Really embraced the Ultimate Drivers' Championship. A lot better than what I was hoping for, what I anticipated. So bring on next year. And the buzz that it generated, not only here locally, but right around the country and probably even a little further, quite amazing to see. So in many ways, this could be our magic round like the NRL have. We've got something that we can really build on, so looking forward to next year.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a lot to build on. We'll learn a lot from the first one. Just on that, perhaps a little bit of a push for a local or domestic Australian series?
Yeah, absolutely, especially here in Queensland. I've spoken to a number of the drivers that are based here in Queensland and they're keen to see something similar adopted. So obviously not the Ultimate Drivers' Championship, but they're happy, and this was put to me in this sort of way. 10 local drivers buying at $5,000, so that's $50,000 pool. Maybe that can be matched with a sponsor or through Racing Queensland and the club. And maybe the winner of that series across one night, just on a Saturday night, no penalties, good prize money. Maybe the winner of the local Ultimate Driver could be an exemption from ballot for the Ultimate Drivers' Championship. It's food for thought, but just speaking to a number of the drivers, they're keen to see this happen. They're keen to see this really take off.
Well, speaking of takeoff, leap to fame, he was absolutely airborne at Newcastle. That was probably one of his highlight runs for mine.
Well, just when you think we've seen the best of him, like he was so brave in the Hunter Cup, running second behind Swayze. He then comes home, goes down by road the day of the race and produces a performance like that. He smashed the track record by 1.7 seconds. Major Dan was the previous track record holder. He obliterated that. He was absolutely spectacular. So full steam ahead for the Miracle Mile. He is the defending champion of that race, and just earlier today crowned the Australian Harness Horse of the Year. So no real surprise. A couple of good results there for the Dixon stable along with Kevin and Kay Seymour. Cool and Classy, 2-year-old filly of the year. Fade Await's 2-year-old colt of the year. We missed out with RDB Mickey, a little stiff, but 3 winners there for Queensland.
Yeah, 3 deserving winners as well. Speaking of leap to fame, Sure Thing captain, he went around in that race, a brave third.
Yeah, he'll start next time out in that light horse free-for-all, the old Bohemia Crystal free-for-all on Miracle Mile night. So they're hoping that that will be his next start, unless there's a bit of a wild card thrown out there. But he's taken no harm from that race against leap to fame. Full steam ahead to the light horse free-for-all.
So on that same night will be the Hammerhead Mile for the trotters. Are we likely to see Not As Promised there?
Probably. Now this is quite interesting. That's probably the next likely target for Not As Promised. But don't be shocked if there's a bit of a push to get him to New Zealand for the big tab slot race over there. So he'll be taking on some of the very best if he goes over there. There is still a slot available. He could pick it up, so it's going to be very interesting. He raced in New Zealand as a 3-year-old, beaten favourite in the Derby. His form since returning has been remarkable. He was awesome earlier today. So there is a possibility, if they can sort of do some quick talking, they might be able to secure a slot and we could have a runner in that feature trot.
Yeah, we'll look forward to following that one up. Duke of Scotland, Whisper Secret, Chantel Turp and Pete McMullen stable. Shocked to not see them this week?
Yeah, it just hasn't gone to plan, this whole campaign for both horses. They were pushing towards the Miracle Mile down there in Sydney. Neither horse got down there for the qualifiers this weekend, so they're both starting here on Saturday night. There's no real plans going forward at this stage. Obviously, long term, the Inter Dominion will be a target for both horses, but we're just not going to see them in Sydney.
Next week, not this week, Jim McNeil, it's one of the big trot races up here, over 2 heats into a final.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really strong series. So Friday week, as you outlined, we saw a number of candidates step out at the trials today. Agent Black looked awesome winning the trial. Northern Heights running second. Monarch Hill running just behind them. So there's a number of nice trotters getting set for this series. Darcy Fireball is another one. So I think it's going to be strong. Looking forward to seeing those first round heats on Friday week.
And I think Maida Killen might also just sneak in. He was a winner as well. Haranya was a scratching on Saturday. He's departed.
Yeah, he's bound for North America. So a little bit of a loss there for the stables of Gemma Hewitt because he's been so consistent since being here, but we'll be watching him via Sky Channel in North America.
Well, maybe she picked up a couple of the sales on Sunday that will swap those out. And trial, we had a good trial session at Albion Park Tuesday.
We certainly did. The open class trial, if you'd say that. Rudy G was able to win that. Coolan Class, who was back in action in that trial, she finished third. Throw Your Arms Around Me was in second spot. Soap Opera also back at the trial. She was just behind the place getters. I mentioned Agent Black. He was really impressive. And the 2-year-old trial was taken out by Ellis Street's full sister, Together We Play. So one to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, and Toro Loco, he was pretty impressive. He looks to thicken up a bit. Anything else there that we can cover off on?
No, we've covered plenty of ground. It's been a busy week.
Goop looking to go back to back. Can we get a double scoop of the Goop?